Hi, everybody. It's Randy Hilarski here coming at you from Panama Pacifico in just outside of Panama City, Panama. I'm just over the bridge. It's been a rough time here for coronavirus, just like in every other place. I'm going to go through, I'm going to tell you the latest news updates, get you informed of what's happening in our country. It's pretty amazing things. I think Panama's doing a very good job. So this is a summary that came across I'm going to share with you. It says, we understand that many of you live abroad and may be anxious to know about the situation on the ground here in Panama with regard to the COVID-19 virus or coronavirus. Fortunately, the number of cases in Panama remains relatively low, with only 55 recorded cases and 1 fatality since the first incident was confirmed on March 9th. Regardless, the Panamanian government has been implementing very strict measures to prevent the spread of the virus. Number 1, flights originating from Europe and Asia are now prohibited from landing in Panama. Number 2, passengers on cruise ships that have visited high-risk areas are prohibited from disembarking in Panamanian ports. Number 3, only Panamanian nationals and foreigners with permanent residency in Panama are permitted to enter the country, and they are required to go into home quarantine for 14 days immediately upon their arrival. No exceptions. I see people say, oh, but what if I do this? But if you're not a resident, don't come here. That's it. Okay? Right now, there's no tourism. So if you don't live here or have a permanent residency like people like me, you can't come to Panama, okay? And if you are a permanent resident or you're a national that just decided to come home now, I guess better late than never, you have to stay in quarantine for 14 days. All right. Number 4, all citizens have been instructed to remain at home as much as possible during these first few critical weeks, self-isolation. In addition, they are asked to avoid unnecessary travel, especially to the interior of the country. To date, the virus has largely been contained in the greater Panama City area, with only 6 cases reported in the interior. Number 5, employers have been asked to enable teleworking options for as many employees as possible and to stagger work hours for those who must come to the office to reduce the number of travelers on public transit during peak hours. And they're talking about the subway. Panama subway is very busy, so they want to break up the amount of people on the subway at any given time. Number 6, funds have been released for the immediate purchase and additional medical equipment, medical ventilators, monitors, and intensive care beds that will be required should the country see a dramatic increase in cases that require hospitalization. Intensive care wards have also been expanded throughout the country's public hospitals. Number 7, the Gorgas Hospital Laboratory has sufficient test kits to keep up with the current demand. However, 24,000 additional test kits are on order, and some will be distributed to private hospitals to ease the possible burden on public facilities should the disease progress. Okay, so Gorgas Hospital is on Ancon Hill. It's our old U.S. military Army hospital on the top of the hill there. So when I was stationed here in the 90s, that's the one I took all my patients to. I'm a former nurse. So yeah, Gorgas is the center of attention here. Number 8, strict fines have been put in place through the Consumer Protection Agency to prohibit price gouging by local merchants. Additionally, merchants have been instructed to restrict the number of essential cleaning and personal hygiene items, hand sanitizer, bleach, alcohol, and toilet paper for sale to an individual to ensure a steady supply for the general population. I'm not seeing this enforced too much yet. We actually went out to the stores yesterday, to Reba Smith and to another store to pick up some supplies, and I didn't see that being enforced. I saw people, buy 5, 6, 25-pound bag or 20-pound bags of rice, so not being enforced. But I'm sure they will. But I have not seen price gouging yet, so that's good news. But I am not against it. Do you want to stop hoarding? It's a quick way of doing it. Okay, strict fines have been put in place throughout the consumer. Oh, sorry, that's the price gouging. Number 8, special financing will be made available to small businesses who require assistance in overcoming the challenges they will undoubtedly face while the country confronts this situation. Number 9, fairs, conventions, cultural events, religious gatherings, concerts, and sporting events have a ban throughout the entire country. Number 10, access to beaches, rivers, and public swimming pools has been banned. I don't understand that one, but they do what they do. Number 11, bars, discotheques, nightclubs, casinos, theaters, cinemas are prohibited from operating. 12, indoor and outdoor playgrounds, gyms, sports fields, and courts have been shut down. I don't see that in Panama Pacifico. You know, everyone's still going out for walks, but we're just socially distancing ourselves from other people. Even as we go for a walk every night, we go down to the playground. We have like 5 playgrounds within a 5-minute walk of us. So it seems like we're all taking turns. It's working here in Panama Pacifico. All right, 13, restaurants may continue to operate, but can only offer takeout and delivery options, and salon dining is prohibited. Okay, so that is new to me. Albrook Mall so far seems to be still operating. I don't know when they're gonna close down, but I imagine soon. 14, all public and private gatherings of over 50 people are prohibited with strict fines imposed on those who violate this sanction. Okay, number 16, regular public health campaigns are being transmitted through the local media and through the cellular telephone number provided by the Ministry of Health, MINSA, and the National Disaster Response Unit, CINEPROC, as new regulations are issued by the government. So I just like to express to make common sense here, right? I see people talking about wearing masks and things, and I'm telling you it's not going to help unless you got the full face mask with the ventilator on it, the special breathing apparatus. I know they say use an N95 mask, but seriously, it's that's going to help you minimally. So you know, just take normal precautions. Just try to stay away from other people. Stay home as much as possible. Don't interact that much. That's all you can do, really. Like we went out today and took photos, and the city was empty. We just drove around and hopped out of the car, took some photos, got back in the car. That was our way of getting out of the house today. So Panama's being very strict. They're doing a great job of it, trying to slow down the spread. You know, things that you could do: go out, get some sun, get your vitamin D the natural way, take some extra vitamin C, take your zinc, your multivitamins, eat healthy, and take care of yourself. All right. So hope everyone's doing well wherever they're located. Just know that Panama's doing a good job, and I think we'll be one of the first countries to really pull through this. All right. Cheers.